Yeah, so we are live. We are live on YouTube. Once again, good evening, everyone. Those of you who have joined in Zoom, as well as those of you who are watching on YouTube. Just a moment. Hello.
ठीक है, यहीं से होता है। यहीं से करोगे वीडियो तुम्हारा चलने लगेगा।
Shitaja is stuck up somewhere and he'll be joining in a while. I request everyone to be on mute and only speak when I give the speaker opportunity or window to speak, so that it does not create confusion in the discussion that we're having. So once again, welcome everyone. Those of you who have joined in on Zoom and as well as on YouTube. And as I told earlier, the idea of this thing is to prepare well for the upcoming November 22 examination. Hi Shivteja, Shivteja is also here. He's got stuck up somewhere, peak season, right? So
good morning, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hey, hi, very good evening, guys. Hope all of you guys are fine.
okay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Yeah. Chalo, please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead.
So as I told, the idea is to bounce back from our May 22 exams and be prepared for November 22 examination. We'll take up your questions, right? But before that, it is, I guess, our time to introspect on what we did in the May 22 examination. Before even we talk about the strategy for November 22 examination, we have to see what we did in May 22. So those of you have some thoughts. What do you think did not go right in the May 22 examination? Maybe you can speak or maybe you can type in the chat box. We'll try to understand what went wrong from your side. Okay. See, we teachers sitting on the other side may not have complete picture of what you were going through during your examination. So you have to tell us what went wrong or what you think you did not do right in the May 22 examination. And you will see a lot of things are common amongst a set of students. Okay, you are not the only one. And especially with this time results, like we've been getting calls and a lot of them were very close to the pass mark, and I'm sure with right guidance you will be able to do well in the November 22 examination. So we got responses. So one is number of revision and syllabus completion. Okay, others? Others, can you share? Did you do some self-introspection? Panicking during examination. Okay. Guys, we are around studying without planning. Okay, that's a very, very, very important aspect that you did. Not able to revise the day before examination. Okay, so we'll try to address each one of the issues. Anyone here not practicing mock test? Okay, anyone here who did not complete the syllabus before they wrote the examination? You can raise your hands. It's okay. Lack of practice, not making notes, not completing the exam paper in 3 hours of time. That again links back to the mock test papers. How many of you attempted the examination without completing 100% syllabus? I'll not call names. I just want to have a broad idea. You can just raise your hands. Sairam, this is for November 22 specific attempt. For May 23, we'll have a different session. So we will be addressing that in that particular session. So already around 12 or 13 participants have raised hands saying that they have not completed the syllabus. And let me tell you, our data shows, we have run the data, we do call students, we do ask for their marks and all. Those of you who have not cleared in the examination, most of the cases, one major reason that we have seen in the last 3 attempts so far is the first most important reason is that they have not completed the syllabus before writing the exams. Means not even once, They'll complete some 50%, 60%, and they feel that they will write the exams, will target for exemption. It will not happen. That is, and see, this session we are having not to talk about good things and everything will be all right. No, that is not the intention. We will be directly, it may hit hard, but then let me tell you, if you are able to take something out of this session, go back and implement that for the next 3 months, you will be able to do better in the examination. Okay, then somebody is saying multiple faculties, videos, and multiple subjects. And we have been telling this, you are not required to do PhD in the examination. 1 or 2 students are, designed for doing PhD. Rest of us are not designed for doing PhD. What we have to do is we have to prepare in the given syllabus, 1 study material, 1 notes of 1 faculty, maybe Indigo Learns faculty or some other faculty, and 1 lecturer. What happens is you try to follow 10 different lecturers or multiple revision videos and everything becomes khichdi. And in the examination, you will be like, what to do, what not to do. Time management, not able to attempt 100 marks. So based on the discussion we have had so far, based on the comments that you have written, one thing comes out is a lot of you have not written mock test papers, and even our students, despite reminding them to write mock test papers, they have not written mock test papers. Those of you wrote, they have a better chance of doing well in the examination. That is one. Second, not completing syllabus, not revising, time management, and of course there would be some stress or things around that. These 4 or 5 are the root causes that comes from the discussion, and it is common across a lot of students. See, we have around 75 of us attending this session, and somewhere or the other, one of you will be able to relate that, yes, I did not do this thing. I did not write the mock test papers in the examination. Okay. Now, May 22 is gone, and we took a time gap of, some days so that all of you have recovered from the setback so that you can take the maximum out of this session. Now, what I'll do is I'll ask Chuteja to share his point of view for a few minutes, and then I'll ask Supriya for her set of views. Then we will tackle each problem that you are facing and what you should be doing in the November 22 examination.
Yeah. Hello, my dear friends. Very good evening and warm welcome to all of you guys for this discussion on this interesting area of topic that let's bounce back. See, this title itself is something which is very interesting for us to understand that whatever we could not do something earlier, that is something what we are supposed to do now. And see, one point which I specifically want to tell all of you guys is that, see, some areas could be very common that we would have not done multiple revision, we would have not done RTP, or we would have not done mock test paper. Fine. These kind of common issues, and I'm sure Suraj will help you out specifically with respect to this common issues what you're facing. But let me honestly tell you that there could be some specific thing which you would have done or which would have not done, something which pushed you back in terms of performing well in the exam. See, I always tell you something very important. That is, see, when we do something wrong and when we don't succeed, there could be a scenario that we put our best effort, but we still could not succeed, maybe for a reason that some amount of preparation could have been not done. And let me honestly tell you, I mean, especially Indigo Learns students, let me honestly tell you that we have got a proper tracking mechanism in terms of understanding how much percentage of syllabus student has completed. So we have been quite surprised many times that students are not completing the entire syllabus. And my point is very clear that you need to complete your entire preparation study first time, at least a month or 2 months before the exam. That is the reason why when you get more and more time for your revision. And now that you wrote your May attempt, and for whatever reason it is, since it is not done, you have got some good time with you right now to revise and effectively prepare. When I say prepare, guys, don't just study in the air and leave it off. Write some summary notes. Take a piece of paper. Let me honestly tell you, even today when I work on income tax and GST, I take a piece of paper and pen and write down the important provisions so that I'll understand them very clearly, understand them very specifically. So it is utmost important that you guys make a note of what you guys are studying. And there is no specific pattern to tell you guys that study in the morning is most effective, study in the night is most effective. It is your pure personal choice which time you want to study. It is a pure individualistic perspective. which time is good for you guys. That is absolutely left to you guys. And of course, any doubts, any queries you get, we will definitely help you out in terms of our forums, what we have got. And I was surprised to see one student writing that too much time taken for writing tricky questions answers. See, one thing is very clear. When I've got a tricky question in the exam, and for any reason you are not able to answer that question, don't just sit on it and hop on it. Just move forward, leave that piece of paper and move on to the next question, so that you will not waste your time at all. See, that 3 months of effort you have to put forward in 3 hours. So it is very important that 3 hours should be your best and the best. There cannot be any compromise whatsoever. And when we talk about your presentation, especially subject like accounting and taxation and all, it is not that if your final answer is correct, you will get a full score. Let me honestly tell you, even without tallying a balance sheet, still you will get your marks, because there is definitely a stepwise marking which is there in the syllabus. So that is very, very important, that you get practice a lot and get that enormous amount of conceptual clarity. There cannot be anything missing in terms of conceptual clarity. And next comes is your revision part. Do that effectively. And there's nothing called 12 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours time of duration. I mean, in fact, we have got Supriya ma'am with us who will effectively tell you in terms of how do we utilize your time. I mean, she's expert in telling you guys that than us, because we are more into subject-driven topic. But let me honestly tell you, there is no specific time frame. Let me tell you guys, just before the exam, few days before the exam, I actually studied for 12-13 hours. But prior to that, I've never done that. It was just proper, systematic, structured, planned 8 hours of study. And for any reason, if that 8 hours is not done and just little bit is left out, next day I ensure that I've spent more time and I covered it up. That is very important. You should focus on yourself. You should tell yourself that you can do it, you will do it. That's very important. Sounds like motivation, but that's a proven fact that you can push yourself. No one else can push you. You have to push yourself, only then you can achieve it. That's very, 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 very important. And a humble suggestion, what I'll give you guys is that don't just demotivate yourself. What is done is done. Some of them would have actually worked very hard, but it is not done. And in fact, the last video, Suraj has very clearly given what is the pass percentage averaging which has happened. We were also slightly surprised that this time average was slightly less compared to the previous attempt, but that doesn't mean that we have not performed only because of the pass percentage. That is not the criteria at all, that you say that pass percentage is less, so I did not pass. That cannot be the reason. From your side, there should be 100% effort. If last time you have put 99.99% effort, that 0.01% what is missed out, do it. That is the only thing what I specifically tell you. And don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Any doubts you get, feel free to get back to our team. And in fact, our team is one such team where when you ask a query, when you get back and ask a query, we are the people who are the most happiest person to help you out. We have got separate admin team, technical team, faculty team, support team. Everybody is there here. You just ring it, call it, we are there to your complete support. So I wish you all the very best, guys. Wish you all success. Do perform extremely well. And I'm sure every specific query what you have got, Suraj will answer your query. Don't worry about it. Okay, guys? All the best. Do perform really well. And I wholeheartedly wish that the line what we have written today will succeed. That is, let's bounce back. Let's bounce back. And with what speed we throw a ball, in the same speed, the ball will reflect back to us. So in the what speed you start preparing, in the same speed, your marks and subject will reflect back to you. The more you are leisured, the more you are comforted, you are done. That's not how it works. You have to work. And let me honestly tell you, even today, Suraj or me, any one of us, we actually keep working. It might sound for you guys that we guys chill a lot. It's not like that. Even we guys keep working, even now, even after 10, 11 years of passing. In fact, Suraj passed before me. So even after that, we are still working. So you guys have to work, guys. How can you leave it and how can you ignore? You guys should do it. And I'm sure you guys will do it and do it. That's it.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. So I'll now ask Supriya to share her thoughts. Supriya works with a lot of students. So Supriya, if you can highlight common, issues what students face, and what is that thing they find difficult. What is your general observation with the students with whom you have worked? And then I hope that will address a lot of questions that students have. And then I'll pick up specific questions and I'll try to address them.
So Shiva sir and Suraj sir, they've already spoken about a lot of things. Now, one very, very important thing I want to convey is, but I'm going to convey it through a story. Okay, I'm going to tell you all a very, very short story, but that will tell you all why is, what I'm saying is so important. So this is a true story. Okay, this is about a 60-year-old lady. Okay, so she lived in a remote village in Maharashtra. You can Google about her. It's a true story. So she and her husband, they had a hand-to-mouth existence, right? Like everything was going fine till her husband suddenly fell sick. Okay, so she had to rush him to the hospital, and she had to rush him to the city hospital, like the best hospital there. And he was asked to undergo a surgery on an immediate basis. This lady, somehow she had managed to reach the city. She had no idea what she is supposed to do now, right? But somehow luck would have favored her, and she read an advertisement in the newspaper. Like somebody was reading a newspaper, and she just managed to see it in the local language, right, Marathi. And she read that there's a marathon which is being conducted, and if she wins the race, she's going to get 25,000. Coincidentally, the same amount that was going to be received by, like, needed for the operation. So somehow she managed to reach the place, and she managed to convince the organizers. She clad in a Nawari sari, the Maharashtrian attire. They were shocked to see her, right? And so somehow she managed, and she reached the starting line. There were people she saw, they were well trained with all the sports gear, and you would be surprised that she won the race, right? So what is it that made her run the race? So she was not well trained. She was not someone who had the necessary sports gear. So what do you think pushed her to win the race? The reason why she won the race, because it was her need, right? She had a very, very strong reason or a purpose, right? For her, it was to save her husband's life. Now, what happens with all of us is, we never give that thought that why is it that I want to become a chartered accountant, right? That your reason or the purpose is something which is going to guide you, motivate you, and push through all the unpredictable things that are going to take place, right? Now, this past failure which has happened, there are so many more things which will keep happening. So unless you introspect and you find out what is it that motivates you, that why you want to become a chartered accountant. See, each one of us, be it Shiva sir, be it Suraj sir, me, we all had a reason or a purpose why we wanted to do so. And that is something which will keep you going, right? So some of them, they've written about their emotional state is not good, they were stressed out. So at such times when negativity or thoughts, like past failures start haunting you, your reason or your purpose is something which is going to motivate you. So what I'm asking you all to do is, after today's session, just give yourself that time and find out, why do you want to become a CA? Is it just because you like it or want it, or is it a need like that 60-year-old lady, right? Because still it becomes something you cannot do without. Still you make it, your need. You are not going to put, I know you all are putting in your 100%, but that extra effort will happen once you direct your mind through a reason or a purpose. See, our mind, there are so many things that keep cluttering it, right? Negativity, anxiety, so many things. So to ensure that your mind is in the right place, that is what is going to bind you. And I find that it is missing in a lot of people. So I really want you all to write in detail, right, with all your emotions and feelings, why you want to become a CA, and keep it in front of you wherever you're studying. At any time you see that these negativities or these negative thoughts are bothering you, this is something which is going to push you to put in your best efforts. See, I other than that, so what I'm talking about is the purpose or the reason, right? That will give you the mental strength to put in your best efforts and, just give the best exams that you can, right? So, Suraj, other than that, one of the major reasons that I told you, people, like students don't know why they are doing it. And because that why is missing, right? So when I conduct my mentorship sessions, that time we have this discussion, and that is, the time they realize that why they are doing it, and automatically they start putting in those efforts. So this is a very, very important exercise I feel every CA student should do, to know why is he or she wanting to do this thing, right? Other than that, doing some regular meditative practices, even 5-7 minutes a day, just relaxing, because I tell my students there are two very important aspects. One is, you're strategizing, you're studying well. And the second part, that you're in a good state of mind, right? Because we have the best content, we have everything that is there. But now what is needed, that you are putting in those efforts. And that can be done if you are in the right state of mind. So spare those 10-15 minutes in a day, and just, if you cannot do anything, just sit and, do nothing. But that is something which is going to help you. That is something which is going to help you get that mental stability and balance. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So thanks both of you for sharing the things. So, okay, so this, the discussion around how to bounce back, we can divide it into two aspects. One is the plan, your strategy, your syllabus content. Second one, as Supriya lastly rightly mentioned, the state of mind. Okay. And for a lot of you, this would be the first time where you have faced a failure in the examination. And it is likely that because you have faced a failure, you don't know how to handle it. And let me tell you, this is not the only failure that you'll face in life. Okay, I have failed interviews. I was not selected for companies. Okay, I have not qualified for IIMs. So at different stage for different people, some form or the other form of failure would be there, and it is a part of your journey. Okay, I will not, you cannot get me, or if you can get me someone, okay, this is a person who has never faced any kind of failure in his entire life. If you get someone, then I think we have to treat him to be God. Even God, the stories, the mythological stories that we see, full of ups and downs in life, right? So recently, if you just could search on something like this, news would be going around, all right, Virat Kohli's form. And this man, one of the best batsmen which you can see in the current time, but then he's a great player, but you can't play on a name. And then player who hasn't gone through bad phases. So see things about replacement and all of that. And this is not only Kohli. During our times, Sachin Tendulkar also went through these phases. Amitabh Bachchan had huge issues with respect to his finances, almost bankruptcy. So different phases of life, different types of failure. This time it is your examination. Some other time, it would be maybe some other job related thing, personal thing, relationship related. It can be anything. So first and the most important thing is to accept this. For those of you who are feeling that, sir, we are not able to read again, we are not able to open the books, the only reason for that is you have not yet accepted the result that you saw in the previous attempt. So first thing for all of you, it will take time. I'm not saying, today results are out and the next day you'll be like, oh, we are Superman. No, we all are human beings. We all have emotions. We all face setbacks. But the faster you accept that, yes, this is the result that has happened. Now we cannot do anything about the results unless some marks increase in the verification thing. We cannot do much about it. You have to accept that fact. Okay. If you are not able to accept, one technique that you can use to overcome this thing is write about your feelings. What Supriya ma'am was also telling, you write. Okay, I did this. This is what I'm feeling right now. Do this activity for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. The thoughts will start diluting and you will be in a better shape of mind to prepare for November 22 exams. This emotional part has to be handled first before we get onto the subject. Otherwise, what will happen? Again, I have to read accounting standards. Again, I have to read GST. Again, I have to read income tax. So many provisions to remember. Why am I doing all of this? Right? These type of questions keep on coming. So, as Supriya rightly told, have a purpose. That is one thing. Accept whatever has happened. If you keep on fighting, okay, I did 100%, but still institute did not give me marks. The checker did not evaluate it properly. If you keep on fighting, then after May, there is November. After November, again, there will be May. Okay. So all of you, my sincere request is please accept what has happened. Life can be unfair. I'm not saying, maybe that examiner could have given you 3 marks extra. You deserved those marks. You would have passed that examination. Yes. But then we can't do anything about that because that is how the system works. Now, after having doing this, what we have in hand is another 3 months of preparation time, much valuable preparation time. And for those of you who have completed the syllabus at least once in your May 22 attempt, this 3 months of time will, if you utilize it properly, you can be the best performer in the examination because you have completed your syllabus. Now, what is needed is revising, re-revising, and practicing mock tests. Okay. Now, coming to the November 22 strategy, first and the foremost thing each one of you should be doing is to get your certified copies, because unless you know where you went wrong, you will not be able to rectify in the next examination. So you can go through RTI mode. For those of you, for whom, that you can pay the ICAI fees, whatever is there, you want to go through that mode. Both of the modes are same. Please, please, please apply for certified copies. Look at the certified copies and see where you made mistakes in the examination. And let me tell you, any exam paper you pick up, and this is my bet, this is my open challenge, 60% or 50 to 60 marks in the paper would be questions that anyone who has done one-time study and one-time proper revision and has gone through past exam papers, they can attempt it easily. This is my challenge. Questions are from study material, questions are from past exam papers, questions are repeated from RTPs. So there is nothing which has come out of the box. Yes, I understand this time audit questions were slightly tricky, but that was not that the entire set of question paper was tricky. Those of you, if you can keep your hand on your heart and say that, yes, sir, I did everything, but still I was not able to answer, I would like to personally talk to that person. If anyone can come up and say, sir, this was the paper and this paper was completely out of the box, 100 out of 100 marks we could not attempt, I would like to talk to that person personally. So one thing that you have to keep in mind, and take any question paper, 50 to 60 marks is the zone that is easily attemptable, and that is what you should be targeting. Okay, if you are aspiring for ranks and all, that is a different thing. But here we are talking about bouncing back. How to bounce back? Bouncing back would be by following the right strategy. Now, once you are covered yourself with that 50-60 marks, you just need another 20-25 marks of proper attempt, the balanced marks. That should be sufficient. Okay. Now, that is one thing which you have to do, get certified copies, right? Then plan your revision, plan your days, plan the subjects that you want to take. Don't think that randomly this attempt also everything will happen on its own. It will not happen. You need to have a proper plan. It can be a weekly plan, it can be a daily plan, but you need to have a plan that, yes, by this date, I will finish this topic. By this date, I'll finish this subject. I will write these many mock tests. Write yourself and commit to yourself today. This attempt, I'm telling you, I know the previous attempt. See, even in this session, students are not very serious. Unmuting the mic and randomly chatting. How do you expect them to pass the examination? When you are in the session, you are supposed to be 100%. Otherwise, get out of the session. I don't want, even if it is a 5-student session, I'll take it. I just don't need the count that there are 75 students and each one is talking to somebody else and, just thinking that I'll attend this session. That is not the purpose of this session. If you are unmuting, if you are not 100% in the session, please get out of the session. This is for you. And we are taking time out at 8:30 for you, not for us. So what I was telling is, see, the flow gets missed. So what I was telling is, as you get the certified copies, that is one part, you have to plan your days. How many mock tests? And I'll tell you, in the December 21 attempt, we got so many mock test papers submitted. And this attempt, I don't know what happened to the students. Foundation was good. CA intermediate students, I don't know what happened. We gave, mock test papers. We kept on giving reminders. But still, students were not writing mock test papers, and that can be seen directly in the result. I don't know what was the reason for each one of you, but write at least 2 mock test papers. At least 2 mock test papers. If you can write more. Recently, I did one interview with one engineering student, Raja Lakshmi, right? She wrote the exam, she cleared both the groups. And if you look, if you listen to her interview, see the importance of mock test papers, then you will realize. She is someone who is doing articleship, family, with 2 kids, and still studying, planning, and executing and passing the examination, both the groups first attempt. So it is not that it is not possible. Okay, so that is another thing which you have to keep in mind. Mock test papers, don't ignore it, and revision. Then, for those of you who did not complete 100% syllabus in the previous attempt, whichever topics you have left out, please complete that first. Even if it is difficult, one-time studying is very, very important. That is all we need to do. No need to do 100 different things to pass the examination. You have, all of you have cleared foundation, right? Do the same things what you are doing in the CA foundation, and wherever you are facing difficulty, please take help. So if I give you my example, for CA foundation, I did not take coaching. For CA intermediate, I did not take any coaching. I got first rank and I got fourth rank. But in CA intermediate, I found law to be very difficult. For that, I enrolled for a tuition in CA final. I did not attend it fully. That is a different thing. But I realized that I needed help in corporate law. So I attended tuitions. Okay, I am not marketing. You join us, you join somewhere else. That is not my objective. Whichever subject you find difficulty in, please take help. You have 3 months of time, good enough time to complete the syllabus. And as someone pointed out, right, no need to run to 10 different faculties. Each faculty has its own way of teaching. Whichever way you like, you take one, stick to one. Okay, if you try to follow, there are recipes to cook food, right? For the same food, there would be some different recipes, some different way to cook and all of that. You follow 5 different ways, combine 5 recipes, the dish will be really bad. Follow one recipe, end to end, you will get a very good dish. Okay, so that is, I hope it makes it clear. Now, coming back to a lot of questions, I think, there are more than 20-25 questions. So I'll take in the order. I'll try to address each one of your question. Somebody else's question can have an answer for your problem. So please, be attentive. Sir, can we still prepare good enough to pass November 22 for both the groups? Now, the answer to this question depends on how much syllabus have we completed. If you are asking me, sir, can we start today and finish all the syllabus in 3 months? Not possible. Sir, can we start today? We have already completed once. We have to do the revision and mock test papers. Yes, very much possible. Provided you are willing to put up 8 to 10 hours of study. Sir, I failed this attempt by 134 marks. Can I give 2 groups in this attempt? Again, for those of you who have this question that, sir, whether we should write one group or both the groups, you have to ask yourself, am I prepared? If you are fully prepared for one group already, then you can complete the other group and write the exams. But sir, I am not yet prepared for one group. I have not yet started my studies. Then it is not possible. If somebody comes and tells you how I cleared my examination in 30 days, 21 days, it happens only once in 10,000 students. But for general public, for us, we need time. If you are planning to write both the groups starting from 0, then you need 8 to 9 months of time. If you are planning to write one group starting from 0 to 3 months of time is sufficient. If you are writing both the groups with already some preparation already done in the previous attempt, 3 months is more than sufficient. Sir, I got exemption in group 1 paper 1 and failed group 2. Okay, so I didn't get your question. This is not a foundation session. This is only a CA intermediate session. So I'm not answering questions on foundation. Number of revision. Now, friends, you have 3 months of time. Okay, in this 3 months of time, divide these 3 months of time into 3 parts. First part, 1.5 months, then 1 month, then 15 days. Okay, and based on the number of subjects you have, complete the first revision in the first 1.5 months, then second revision in the next 1 month, and the final revision in the next 15 days. And some of one of the student had asked, sir, we could not revise everything in 1 day before the examination. I'll tell you why you cannot revise everything in 1 day before the examination, because it is not possible. The 1 day or the 1.5 day before the examination is not to revise everything in the subject. Okay, what you need to do is you need to focus on those areas which get repeatedly tested, those areas where you find difficulties, those questions where you could not prepare well. Those are the areas where what you should be focusing on 1 day before the exams. If you feel that I will complete entire income tax and GST 1.5 day before the examination, it is not possible. Okay, or if you have prepared short notes, you can glance through the short notes. 1 day before the exam is not the day to solve question and answers. Okay, don't sit with amalgamation problem, consolidation problem, income tax problem and start solving. No, whatever preparation has to be done before November. 1 day before the exam, tricky adjustments, how to solve the problems, quick theory revision. That is what you should be doing. And for each subject, we had subject specific what is to be done a day before the examination. Then, okay, self-study without plan was an issue that one of the student had faced. Let me tell you, self-study is not bad. I have done almost all the subjects on self-study. In fact, I used to hate coaching at that point of time when I was a student. Okay. But if self-study is not working, there is no harm in taking help. There is no harm in attending classes. Okay. So if you feel that self-study did not help you, at least for one subject you can try. And then see the difference. Are you able to see? There are out of 100 students, there will be some 2 to 3 students who are self-motivated, who can do on their own. Remaining students, they need guidance. See, for some of you who have done foundation and who are doing CA intermediate, all the concepts you cannot understand on your own, especially EIS, income tax, GST. It is really difficult to understand. So take help wherever needed, and that will actually help you to prepare well. Okay, with someone who can train you well, you will be able to do better in the examination. Then a lot of students have written they are not able to complete the exam in 3 hours time, or they did not have practice, and the only solution to this is to write the mock test papers. For our students, we will be releasing the mock test papers somewhere in the 1st or 2nd week of August. You have sufficient enough time to plan and write the mock test papers, submit the mock test papers, and get feedback. Now, a lot of students have this problem that they will take the mock test paper questions. Oh, this question, I know the answer. This question, I have done it in the classroom. This also I know the answer. This question, I leave it in choice. So don't try to orally solve mock test papers. Sit between 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Take a pen and a paper and write in examination condition. Be sincere to yourself. It is not that you will download the paper, you will check the answer, and then you will write. Don't do that. Be sincere to yourself. Ask yourself whether you have done it properly or not. You have to be your own invigilator. Okay. It's not that you will cheat now, I will get good score in the mock test papers. That will not help you in the real examination. I have seen students who do that, they will not succeed in the examination. In fact, when we call for internships, people copy content from some other website and they submit it as if we will not get to know. So please don't do that. Please spend proper time writing the mock test papers, but please do write mock test papers. Even though well prepared but not presented on the paper. Again, solution to this is mock test papers. May 23, this is not for May 23 examination. I will not be answering that. Too much time taken for writing tricky question and answer. Now, one large problem what a lot of students face is this ego fight. What is this ego fight? I prepared amalgamation, I prepared consolidation very well. I have to answer that question, and that question becomes a tricky one. Or I have prepared this profit and gains from business and profession, ultimate preparation, best preparation. And there is a tricky question in the examination which you are not able to answer. Then what students start doing? They start getting into an ego issue with the paper. How can I not answer this question? Let me answer this question. I will show that I can answer this question. When you do this, you will waste a lot of time. Okay. When you do this, you will waste a lot of time. I'll tell you, I have seen cases where my own example, I used to find standard costing really difficult in my, examination time, both in CA intermediate and CA final. My strategy? I will attempt standard costing question at the end. That's it. Even if it is an easier question, I'll attend at the end because I was poor at remembering formulae. Now I can remember, that's a different thing. But as a student, I used to find it was very difficult for me to remember formulae. And that was one reason I did not take science, because I was, bad at remembering chemistry formula. Give me maths, physics and all, that is fine. So don't get ego involved in the examination. If you're not able to solve, mark a time, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, leave the question, move on to the next one. If you continue to fight with the question, then your time will be wasted and you will not be able to complete. Multiple faculties we have discussed. Again, not able to write 100 marks is again, mock test paper. Foundation exams date. Institute has not announced, and this is an intermediate session. Feeling tense during exams, even completed the revision day before the exams. Now, Supriya would like to add on this. How can students control this tension before the examination?
Yes, just one. Okay. One very, very important aspect is if you have done something before in your comfort zone, right, you perform better. So one simple technique, what I can tell you all is write mock test, but the last set of mock tests, try to write it exactly in the exam style, right? So that you know how you're going to use those 1.5 days effectively. right? You should have your ABC analysis ready. You know, whatever is important, as Surat sir said, your notes, whatever it is, once you have it prepared, you know what exactly I'm going to do in those 1.5 days. Your mind will be at more ease and comfortable, right? So if you can do it exactly, so if you solve your mock test and you follow the same technique and same order in your exams, automatically you will be in a much more comfortable and stage, and you will be able to perform better. That is one good way of ensuring that you are very, very calm and composed during exams. And in the morning, your examination morning, after a certain point of time, you need to close your books. So if you decide by 10 or 11, you decide, after that you need to stop studying and you need to trust yourself and your efforts, right? And I would recommend, once you enter your examination hall, for some time, just don't do anything, just concentrate on your breath and just relax, right? See, what happens is, when you are, either you're overconfident or you're underconfident, either of the times when you're overstressed, even if the simplest question is asked, because you're so stressed, it seems very, very difficult. Vice versa, if it is very difficult but your mind is relaxed, right, then whatever knowledge you have acquired over this period of 3 months, 6 months, whatever, you will be able to apply it, right? So very important, ensure that you relax yourself. And how will you do that? Just wait, before your exams, before leaving the house, relax, sit for some time, sit with yourself and just do normal breathing. Ensure that your heartbeat is normal, and do the same thing in your examination hall also, and you will see the difference. Thanks.
So to everyone, let me tell you one very simple thing, or a fact actually. The preparation for CA examination will never be complete. Ask anybody. You will feel that I wish I have one more day, I will prepare more. Wish I had more time, I will prepare more. It will never be complete because it is vast. So don't try to achieve that 100% perfection in your preparation. Because when you try to get 100% perfection, that is when your mind gets stressed out. It is okay with 90-95% perfection. I'm saying perfection, not syllabus completion. You have to complete the syllabus. So some topics you find difficult, don't try to break your head too much onto that. Some of you cannot remember sections, don't break your head. I have never written sections even at CA final levels. Okay, so don't break your head. Penalties I'm not able to remember, don't break your head. It will come from 1 mark or 2 mark. But at least have a broader understanding. Important things, please try to finish it up. At least what has been tested in the exams, please try to finish it up. And for a lot of you, MCQs should be one thing where you should not be losing marks. 30 marks, out of 30, even if you're able to score 25 marks or 20 marks, it takes care of a lot of your passing marks. So MCQs, where you have MCQs in law, you have in audit, taxation, EISSM, please utilize the MCQs. Ensure that MCQs in MCQs you score proper marks. And if you score proper marks in MCQs, let's say you score 20 marks out of 30, then you just need to worry about remaining 30 marks out of 70. Okay. Or if you are able to score 25 out of 30, then there is only 25 out of 70. So that makes your, burden easier actually. Your burden will be lesser, right? Sir, I appeared in May 22, passed group 1. In group 2, I passed in all papers, but could not get aggregate. I know I can revise subjects very well, but feeling low down and not able to write. As I told you, right? We will feel low. If we are not able to clear, we will feel low. Okay. And because now it is a challenge for you to come back from this and prepare well for the next attempt. Now,
sorry for interruption, sir.
Yes, Shekhar, tell me.
Sir, I have one doubt regarding C Enter Group 1, sir.
Okay.
Sir, actually the 3 months time will be, is 3 months time sufficient for watching classes and studying, sir?
Yes, it is sufficient provided you are willing to put in 10 to 12 hours every day.
Oh,
3 months means 90 days. Okay. 90 days means 900 hours of preparation time. 900 hours of preparation time means you can easily finish up all the subjects once in 600 hours or so, and balance 300 hours you can use for revision. Okay. So yeah, so I was referring to this query where I know I can revise the subjects well, but I am feeling down. Now, this is a private question which is asked, so I'm not calling out the name. So what happens is, there are two things that has happened for him. One, he has cleared group 1. Second, he has not cleared group 2. Now there are two things, there are two results. What you need to do is, you also need to put value on the group that you have cleared. No, Why are you being underconfident that you have not cleared group 2? Be confident that you have cleared group 1. That is the first thing. There has to be a shift in the mindset. There necessarily has to be a shift in the mindset that yes, I was able to clear group 1. So get that confidence from group 1. That means I can clear group 2 as well. That is the first thing. Second, the anxiety thing, the not being efficient or confident, that can be gotten over, that you can get over, as Supriya ma'am also told a number of times, and I am also repeating now. You have to accept it, try to meditate, try to sit in silence, get your certified copies. Okay, whatever is the marks difference, right? Put in the efforts that you have put for group 1, and in group 2 you will definitely see a positive result in the upcoming attempt. Because if you have cleared group 1, you have passed all the, you have passed all the papers of group 2 also, just that in aggregate you could not reach. So decide that subject which will help you to reach the aggregate. It can be advanced accounting, it can be a financial management and economics for finance. For if you are good in theory, it can be ISSM also. That one subject which can help you score 60, then even if you are able to score 40 to 45 marks in remaining 3 papers, it is done. So there has to be that one paper, one superstar paper in the group which will help you to cross that aggregate. Same thing again, group 1, 248 marks, excellent marks. Exemption in paper 1, excellent, but could not clear group 2. Even for you, the answer remains the same. So see, when you have 2 results, look at the mindset of a human being. We are focusing on the failure part and we are not focusing on the success that we have got. So you have to focus on the success part, utilize that confidence to overcome your failure. Okay, I am preparing with self-study. I have registered with ICI. Okay, what kind of help you want? You need to ask me. How to get certified copies through RTI? I'll just put out the link here. Just give me a moment. So I put out the link of this. Okay. If you have already applied for verification through ICI portal, you need not apply again. A copy of the same you can apply through RTI, no problem. How many mock test papers? Minimum 2. How to manage group 2 with articleship? So group 2 with articleship is your time factor. You must dedicate 3 to 4 hours every day for preparation. Yes, if you have completed group 1 coaching for May attempt, and even if you start now, you can finish group 2 and write both the groups in the upcoming attempt. So I have done well in the May 22 exams, but I got only 54 in accounts and 45 in FM. I don't know where I went wrong. Now for you, you need to get the certified copies to know where you went wrong. How to study advanced accounts in 1.5 days? In those 1.5 days, try to revise the accounting standards and the tricky adjustments, the tricky chapters that you have noted down, and revise, the various provisions rates, NPA rates, all of that day before the examination. And wherever you find difficulty, those topics you pick up and you revise 1 day before the exams. How to attempt 100 marks of paper? That can come only with practice. Subject specific sessions we'll have again. So at that point of time, you can do it. How to hold confidence and handle the pressure for the 3 hours of exam time? Now, to handle the pressure in the 3 hours of exam time, you have been doing this right from your first standard till your 10th standard, your 11th, 12th, your CA foundation. You have handled the pressure. It is just that the level has gone up. So, as what Supriya ma'am had given, tricks to manage your stress, breathing exercises, simple meditation techniques that will help you. How many RTPs? As much as you can. So I did written practice for EIS, but not able to memorize subheadings. It may be possible because EIS is vast. I am someone who find it very difficult to memorize, but there is no other way but to memorize the thing. Now, how to memorize? Because you have identified that EIS is an issue for you. Every day, dedicate some time, 1 hour. I will read only EIS. I will revise only EIS. You have to, make a juice out of EIS, drink it so that in the examination it comes out, straight in the paper. Mock test papers will be given in the first week of August. ABC analysis for academies for preparation, you can use them. We also have our analysis put up in the website. You can use that. Okay, so from past 2 attempts, I'm scoring 180, but I'm not getting to know where I'm lacking. You have to get a certified copies to know where you are lacking. Again, those of you who are not able to understand why did you get less marks, certified copies must be a must. On the first day, difficulty in adjusting with center environment. In fact, for me, once in the CA final paper, it was difficult to write on the using a pen and paper. So what you can do is you can write ICAI mock test what they conduct at the branch. That will help you to get used to the exam environment. Please get certified copies for both group 1 and group 2 so that you know what is done correctly in group 1 and what can be done correctly in group 2. How to analyze question paper in 15 minutes? There is a YouTube video on our channel. You can search on that. Even after watching the classes last time, still I want to watch another time. If there is a topic which you want to watch again, you definitely can go back and watch again. And in fact, next time you can watch in 2x speed or 3x speed. You can attempt theory papers without coaching class. See, all the 8 papers can be attempted without attending coaching classes, provided you are able to prepare them well on your own. You are confident of those papers. You can definitely do. Whatever confidence I gain in previous month, in those 3 hours, ICAI plays mental googly. So whenever there is a googly, whenever there is a bouncer, what do you do in cricket tournament? If there is a bouncer, you will just leave it. If there is a bouncer question, just leave it. If there is a googly question, just leave it and attempt it at the end. See, now if you're writing group 1 in the upcoming attempt, and if you're not comfortable in costing and tax, first you have to finish up costing and tax before you come back to accounts and law. I'm not taking any question which is not related to CA intermediate. Quick revision for audit we will consider, and we will get back to you on that. Yes, I drink green tea. You have some question? Any more question anyone has? Anything, Supriya, you would like to add?
Yes, so you have already summed up everything. I think there's nothing remaining on my part. Just again, I'm saying that, give your mind, your mental clarity, your mental peace a lot of importance in your preparation, right? Along with strategies, give yourself that time, right, to ensure that you're in a good state of mind, because that will also play an equal amount of role. So give yourself those 5 to 10 minutes in a day. Just sit with yourself and you ensure that you are in a good state of mind, because if you give your 15 minutes a day that way, your entire day, the productivity is going to be much more higher. If you spend those 15 minutes with yourself doing some kind of breathing or meditative exercise, I'm again and again emphasizing on that, right? Other than that, Surat sir has covered almost everything. And one more thing I can tell you is, visualization technique is very, very effective. So to tell you all, the mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imaginary, because, you all must have, when you see things in dreams, it happens that you suddenly get up and you imagine that, and you check whether it was real or imaginary. So what I can tell you all is, use this visualization. So what you all can do, especially people who are feeling underconfident and when they go to the examination hall, try to imagine, that you know all the elements of your examination hall and how you plan to give the paper. Just do this visualization technique. So I do it separately with my students in my sessions, but at this stage what I can tell you all is it should have all the elements of your examination hall, right? How and the feelings and emotions that you want and how you actually want to feel during the papers. So if you do the visualization technique consistent amount of time, your mind will be very, very comfortable when you actually write a paper, because your mind has done it umpteen number of times. So try to visualize, at least for your difficult papers, how is it you will feel when you receive the paper, how is it that you want to feel once you're writing the papers, and obviously when you give the question paper, like in the answer sheet back. So this is a very, very effective technique to reduce stress and anxiety, and to ensure that your mind is in much calmer state. This is one thing I wanted to add, Suraj. That's it.
So I've just put out a link of something what I had written in March 2010 after my CA final results. That is some 12 years back. Okay. That is because Supriya brought about this visualization thing. I thought I'll just share what I also thought about visualization. It was there. It was at pasted something on the study desk. That okay, I have to achieve this. I have to achieve this, and I had actually written down marks subject by subject. That this should be the score I should be targeting, and it was more or less. It is. See, it will not happen actually, but you will be mentally prepared to do better in the examination. Okay. There's some more questions. Does Indigo Learn provide suggested on our answer paper? If you are a student, we will definitely provide a suggestion on your answer paper. Then. As I told you, I'm not taking anything other than CA intermediate preparation questions. So don't repeat the question again and again. Okay. Then benefits of getting AIR, you'll have a better initial stages of the career. You'll have some advantage. Completed group 1 coaching, started group 2, time needed to complete both the groups revision after coaching. So in the next 2 months, you should target 2 months, you should target to complete group 2. Parallelly slot some time around to revise for group 1. That will help you to complete both the groups together. I have attempted both groups for May 23 and present I'm doing articles with direct entry student, possible or not. Again, whether it is possible to give a particular attempt or not depends on your level of preparation and the amount of time you have. For those of you who are direct entry students, do watch the interview of Raja Lakshmi. She is a direct entry student. She is a non-commerce student. After you watch the video, you will get to know what is to be done, whether it is possible or not. How to control my mind? We cannot control our mind. Mind is like a monkey. It keeps on jumping from one place to another place. Okay. See, I just now Supriya mentioned about something. I remembered my article which I had written in 2010, 12 years back. That is what his mind is. So I get many thoughts, useless thoughts. Okay. If you're getting some thoughts, no, I think you should write it down somewhere and read at those thoughts and laugh at it. Next time it will not come. I don't know if Supriya has another way to tackle it.
Just one more thing is, usually what we do is, when you get your thoughts, you try to have a counter thought, right? You don't ignore it. So, treat it like a small child who is irritating you and disturbing you, right? What will you do when you're studying or you're doing something important? You will just ignore it, right? So instead of having a counter thought, just don't pay attention, right? And if it is bothering you a lot, take a 5-7 minutes break. Do something that relaxes you, anything, listening to music, anything which will not engage your mind, and just simply come back to studies. That is also very, very effective.
And writing will help, definitely. It has helped.
Yes. Other than
don't try to control your mind. Okay, we are not Gautam Buddha. We don't need to control our mind. Okay. Then subject specific tips. We already have videos. We already have put them on the YouTube channel and also as a part of the course. Okay. For non-Indigo students, Akshay, we may try to, okay, but it is not that you'll get it immediately. Do send in, we'll give a broad feedback of that. Okay, then can we get accounting standard alone as a separate package? Yes, whenever there is an individual module sale, chapter-wise sale, you can, purchase that. Revision sessions, we will definitely come up with some schedules of some specific topics, revision sessions. Taken free notes in January, can I continue with paid notes? Follow one. If you have taken the classes, follow the paid notes. Free notes is for those, because see, the paid notes are those which are related to the classes. Okay. Yeah, sure. We will try to plan as many revision sessions as possible. MTP you can purchase under buy courses option. It will be available for purchase around in first week of August. Right? I think we have addressed a lot of questions which are common now. The questions are getting repeated. Yeah, definitely, Akshay. We will, we will help you. Thanks, Gauri. You like those sessions. I hope you are able to get something out of this session. Something which you can take home. Don't think that whatever this session, sleep, and tomorrow when you get up, you are afresh and you have forgotten everything. Please don't do this. Okay. See, these are things which look easy. See, everybody knows it. Yeah. Okay. Everybody knows it. But the thing is, someone has to push you hard to implement. See, even I know I have to exercise. A lot of days I don't exercise. Okay. So someone has to be there to push me. Okay. So something like that, so yeah, again, if you're not able to study properly, if you're not able to focus, get someone at home and, ask them to remind you. If I'm doing time pass with mobile, please remind me. If I'm doing time pass with watching TV, please remind me. Okay. So definitely that will help you. Have someone who can have a check on you at home. Okay. And that is for you. All of you are attending this session because I believe all of you want to do better in the upcoming. Okay, Supriya, any concluding thing you want to add?
Nothing, just all the very best for your upcoming exams, and we are always there to help you and guide you. Please feel free to contact us anytime. We are always reachable.